Hello, everybody. I just wanted to do a video on one of my many loves, boxing. I absolutely love boxing. I'm kind of old school with, you know, uh, fighting, entertainment, stuff like that. Not too into, like, MMA or any of that stuff. I get people really enjoy it. It's really big right now, and it has been for a while. But I like just old fashioned gentlemen's fighting, boxing, where you put on the gloves, you just use your hands, and it's just classic. I mean, it's been a style of fighting that has been around for a very, very long time, and I just really, really enjoy it. The way I got into boxing was when I was a little boy, and we had just moved into our new house in Maryland. My dad used to watch boxing with me in the basement. Now it was a finished basement, so it wasn't like an unfinished basement or anything. But so it was nice. It had carpeting, it had drywall, and all that stuff. And we had a nice TV down there. Well, nice TV for the times. It was like the late '80s and early '90s when we used to watch boxing matches in the basement. And they used to have like Tuesday night fights on USA TV, which was super cool. And they used to have like the Budweiser lizards and stuff, and the commercials for that. And so that was fun. And a lot of times, I think that's where like George Foreman came out of retirement, um, for the first time. Um, so that was pretty cool. And they just had like kind of low rent boxing matches that weren't like top tier, that weren't good enough to be on like pay per view or anything. But it was fun, and that's where I found my first love of boxing. And then I rented a few boxing matches of Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. I think I actually rented the second one, not the first one. I have since gone back on YouTube, and because you could watch a lot of them on YouTube and watch the first Tyson Holyfield. But the second one probably would have been good, but then you had the whole bite thing in like what was it, the second or third round. Um, so it kind of ruined that fight from being good to being, oh my god, I can't believe I paid all this money and it only goes so many rounds. So I just always loved boxing. I always got into it. I used to like Lennox Lewis. I really enjoyed. I saw uh, Lennox Lewis fight Klitschko, and I always thought Klitschko was a bad fighter. And he's a pretty cool guy. He's from the Ukraine. I never knew that. I always thought he was like Russian, but he's actually from the Ukraine. But when he fought Klitschko, I think Klitschko probably would have won that fight, but uh, Klitschko got a cut like above his eye, and they had to end it on a technical KO. So, but it probably would have been a good one, a good fight. But I think Klitschko would have won. I forget what fight it was, but Klitschko was in a boxing match with um, Vladimir Klitschko. He was in a fight with somebody. I forget who it was, but it was a really good fight. It was back and forth, just a brawl, basically. And it was the best Klitschko fight I ever saw. For the life of me, I can't remember who he was fighting, but it was a really good fight. Just type in like Klitschko fights and you'll find stuff, on YouTube. And then the best fight I ever saw, and I think my dad would probably agree with me on this, although he saw Evander Holyfield, not Evander Holyfield, he saw Muhammad Ali, he saw Frazier, he saw all those great guys. So he probably would disagree with me a little bit, but he really did enjoy these fights too. Um, Arturo Gatti and also Mickey Ward fought each other, and it was an all-out brawl. I don't think there was a let-up in the punches. It was punch for punch. You punch, he punches, you punch, back and forth. And by the end of the fight, they could hardly stand up, and they were hugging each other and kissing each other. And they had like 3 fights together, and each one they were like after it, like hugging and and kissing each other and talking about how great one another is. And it turned out that they became really, really good friends. And um, just really hit it off well and became friends. They never fought after that third fight, but eventually Arturo Gatti kept fighting, but Mickey Ward retired. So Mickey Ward became Arturo Gatti's manager. Like he like help manage him and train him and trainer. I think trainer and manager, and so they had a good friendship the rest of their lives. And the three fights, each one was better than the last. I think in one of them, Mickey Ward broke his hand punching, and he kept going, and it didn't stop him. It was still a no hold barred, just fight back and forth, even with the broken hand. And the third one was really good too. And yeah, and they were friends for many, many years until, sadly, tragically, Arturo Gatti's, I think it was his wife, ended up stabbing him to death. Very sad. I mean, after watching those fights, it was very sad to hear that happened. I don't know the extent of it. I don't think drugs was involved. I don't know if he was being abusive. None of that ever came out. It was in another country. I forget where, some Central American country or South American country. And just very, very sad that whatever happened, and he got stabbed to death by his wife at the time. And I think they had just gotten married or something. I don't know what the heck happened there. She's now I don't think she ever went to jail. I think she got away with it or something. I could be wrong on this. She could be in jail. But it was very sad. But then years later, Mickey Ward, Mickey was from, this is something I forgot to say. Mickey Ward was from Boston. And Arturo Gatti was from an Italian neighborhood in I believe it was Montreal. So Montreal does have a big Italian community. I think there's even like a Little Italy part. That might be where he was from. And they even have a really cool farmers market with some Italian food and veggies and all kinds of fruits and veggies, and really cool looking. That I assume is more of like a summer and spring thing. I'm sure in the winter people aren't walking around a farmers market in Montreal. It's too cold. But anyway, so Mickey Ward got inducted into the, like, years later after Arturo Gatti had gotten stabbed by his wife. He got inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame, which is in Boston, where he's from. So that was very cool and fitting to have him put in there. But he was so broken up in the speech and crying, thinking of his friend. And, if he was here, he'd be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame too. Arturo Gatti. So, yeah, that was the best fight ever. The best fights I ever saw in my life. I had never seen anything like it before or since. The best boxing. So if you ever I think they're all available on, all three fights are available on YouTube. Just type in Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward or vice versa, and it'll come up on YouTube. You can get the fights on YouTube. You know what? I will try to at least put the first fight in the description for you. You could click on it and watch it. But if you want to watch the other ones, I don't want to put all of them in the description, just the one fight. So if you want to check that out, do that. Worth it, totally worth it. I think you're going to enjoy it if you get into boxing and if you get into that sort of thing. If not, then that's cool too. Whatever. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you for subbing, and I love you guys, and may the force be with you.